All right. Howdy, y'all. How are we all doing? Welcome once again to another No Lander Gaming live stream, y'all. We are here with round 2 of the World Endurance Championship, the WEC. Again, this is round 2. We will be at LeMans today, and boy howdy, let me tell you what, this is going to be some epic racing. LeMans is an absolutely iconic track. Obviously everybody knows LeMans. And of course we have 2 different categories of race cars on the track here today, as you will see shortly. Here we are running with the GR cars. I can't remember if it's GR1 or GR2, amazingly enough, but we have the GR3s in here as well. Here are the rules. All drivers that completed the open qualifier will be separated into their correct lobbies. Split 1 and split 2. All tires are optional. Full damages on tire wear is ×2. Fuel depletion is at ×3. One driver from each team should either be in a group 1 car, the other in a group 3 car. Throughout the season, teams can make their own liveries and choose their own team names, respect other drivers, and have fun. Point system. First place will be 5 points. Second place will be 3 points. Third place will be 1 additional point. For every lap completed within the 2-hour mark, you will receive a point. Here are the teams: Team Porsche, Team Peugeot, Team Toyota, Team McLaren, Team Hyundai, Team Mazda, Team Nissan, and Team Audi is what we will all be seeing here today. This will be a 2-hour endurance race here at Le Mans for round 2 of the WEC. Just going through our double resets here. Ugh. Let's get rid of all these notification sounds that are continuously going off on my phone. All right, here momentarily we will get you all in to see some of these wonderful liveries. Here today we are going to be doing split 2, y'all. So kick back, relax, but first go get you some drinks, some of your favorite snacks, or whatever you would like to have, because you're not going to want to miss a moment of the racing action here on track, as we are about to begin here very, very shortly. And again, some of the teams will have drivers in split 1 rather than in split 2. So we will not be seeing full teams in this lobby, as some of the other drivers are in split 2. Luke, appreciate you stopping by. Howdy, man. How are you? Hope all is well with you and yours, sir. Appreciate you stopping on by. Do a guy a favor and be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you have not yet, so that you don't miss any and all of the racing / gaming action here at No Lander Gaming, as we do other games other than just racing. We do a bit of Battlefield 6, World Warships, From time to time, we do something completely and totally different off the wall, like who knows, some UFC or some For Honor, which is a great game that I've been missing lately and have been kind of wanting to get back into. My son has been trying to get me into doing some more For Honor. He's quite good at the game and makes claims that I was very good at the game in the past, and I'll tell you, I really wasn't all that great at the game. But it is a great game. Anyways, back to the racing. Today we are again going to be doing 2 hours of racing at this very iconic racetrack, Le Mans. You don't get much more iconic than Le Mans. And oh boy, howdy, let me get you on over. Oh, we don't need my mug up in there. Let's get rid of that. Can't believe I done forgotten that. Howdy, y'all. All right. Here we go. Racing is about to be underway. Bam. And they're off. Ooh, boy, howdy. Le Mans, 2 hours of racing is underway. We got 2 wide back in the GR3 categories. Let us get back up to, whoops, that's not the right keyboard. It is Ruben Eastland leading the way in the Hyundai, followed by the McLaren in the form of Jonesy. And boy, we got some tight, clean racing going on here for lap 1 at Le Mans. Round 2 of the WEC. They've sorted themselves out. It looks like Cat and Coops side by side here. Now they take a bit of a single file line with TBC snagging that position away from Coops here. Many a Team Rad. Now it's the Mazda. Oh, snagging a position away in the form of Ant P from Rad Coops. And now here comes Coops in the Peugeot. No, it's Cancerman in the Porsche. We got Hair Razor leading the way for the GR3 category of race car. Rad Hair Razor followed by Ford Mustang. Nitro Bunny there in P3. LMR Racing, new addition to Team Rad. Happy to have you along, buddy, there in the Supra for Team Toyota. We have Noctis Cobra. We just call him Cobra. Happy to have him along as well for the WEC. We got Rad UU here in P13. And Sewer Rabbit in the Nissan for P14. Now it's Jonesy out in the lead. Has picked himself up a very unfortunate 1 second penalty. That is most certainly going to negate that position here, although he is breaking away from the pack. DDR Jonesy having himself a great start to this race. Aside from the 1 second penalty, that will prove to be very detrimental here really soon. So it's Yeoville. We're just going to call him Aaron. As we can see, that is clearly in the name. It is Rad Coops in the Porsche in P3. Followed by Ant. Let's see how many positions that's going to have to give up for Coops. Drops down into P3 for the time, so not bad for a full 1 second penalty. Only loses 2 places and still very thoroughly in the slipstream here. Ooh, and Ant P making a dive to the inside. Just about side by side in through there. Ooh, the Mazda goes wide there, able to save that car as he clipped the grass, and boy, I'll tell you, that could have been detrimental to his racing start. Cancer Man here in the P5 for the GR1s, or LMP1s, as it were. Or, not sure what happened there. Ruben Eastland here in P5 now for Team Hyundai. Oh, and the Peugeot. TDC in the Peugeot absolutely looked like he was going to send it there, but thought better of it and backed out of that situation. Lived to pass on another corner, my friend. Absolutely well done. Brilliant racing start to this race. As Ant P in the Mazda holds up P7. Hair Razor still leading the pack. In the Mazda RX Vision, Nitro Bunny in P2, followed by Ford Mustang, who unfortunately has picked up a half-second penalty in the Mazda there. LRM Racing in the Supra here in P4. I believe that's P4. Yes, that'll be P4. For the GR3 category of race car, we have Sewer Rabbit, in the Nissan, following just behind LMR's Racing 26 there in the Toyota Supra. UU in P13 in the Porsche here. Boy, all alone and wishing she had a drafting partner there. Team Odyssey driver there is going to have a bit of a challenge trying to catch anybody out in front with no drafting partner. It is Cobra in the Nissan here. I would have to say, and memory serves me correctly, teammate is Egon, and he is in the Split 1. So we are going to be switching back and forth from Split 1 to Split 2 for our broadcasts each week. That way nobody is left out. I would love to say I could give a recap on Split 1. However, GT7 does not permit for anything longer than an hour race to be shared. So unfortunately, like I said, until we can find us another commentator out there, any of you commentators who would like to jump in and give us a hand here at the WEC World Endurance Championship, if you would like to volunteer your services as a commentator, we would certainly greatly appreciate that. We'd love to have both Split 1 and Split 2 broadcasted for these racers and for the fans alike. But for the time being, as I said, we will switch back from Split 1 to Split 2 each week until such a time. So thank you all very much for tuning in here at the WEC. This week we have Rad Coops out here in P1. Or Team Porsche absolutely trying to run away with this race. 2.5 seconds out in the lead here on just lap 2. Lots and lots of racing to go. It is DDR's Jonesy in the McLaren of Old Sound P2 for these GR1 category, or the LMP1s. Real life racing terms. So it is Aaron here in P3 for Team Mazda, TC in P4 for the Peugeot. Some nice clean racing lines there. Cancer Man here, Canker Man, I don't know what that is called there. That is another Team Porsche driver there. 919 hybrid. 2016 model. It is Ant P here for Team Mazda. Another Mazda team here in P6. So, Ruben Eastland here in the Hyundai. Holding down P7, we've got Rad Hair Razor for the GR3 category of cars. He has got an incredible lead for lap 3. He is 11.5 seconds out in the lead. Hair Raiser absolutely running away with this race thus far in through the Dunlop curves here. LMR racing in P2, and boy, he's got himself a train in behind him here. It's Nitro Bunny and Mustang side by side. Brilliant racing there, and Nitro Bunny gets the job done, but goes wide. No, he's on the grass. Great save there from Nitro Bunny. Has to just tuck right back in behind the McLaren there. But brilliant job from Nitro Bunny to hold on to that race car as he went wide out into the grass, and boy howdy, I am surprised he was able to hold on to that. Brilliant racing from that driver. It is Ford Mustang GT14 here in the Mazda. Trying to chase down that McLaren, and ooh, takes himself a little look to the inside. Not going to get the job done there. McLaren shuts the door on that action. Says, no sirree, you're going to have to work a little harder than that there, fella. And they are side by side once again here for P3 and P4. The Atenza doesn't have the power to match the McLaren. Going to jump into the slipstream and perhaps take another look here. Side by side again, coming into the chicanes. And the Mazda gets the job done over McLaren there. We're seeing half-second penalties all over the place in the GR3s. It is Nitro Bunny in the McLaren. And Sewer Rabbit here in the GTR. Yu seems to be just trying all she can try to catch back up to this pack so that she has a drafting partner. And in this bit of the racetrack, during this more technical part of the racetrack, stands a really good chance of dropping that time down. You can see there over a half a second gained on the drivers out in front. It is Cobra running in P14 or P7 rather for the GR3 category of cars. It is Coops out in front of DDR Jonesy with a 3.3 second lead over Jonesy currently. Coops in the Porsche there, having himself a brilliant start to this race. 3.4 second advantage over DDR's Jonesy in the McLaren here. Absolutely brilliant to see Jonesy on track with us once again. A long time racing friend in the world of GT7. I'm racing with this guy for a long time. He's quite quick, I'll tell you what. So it is Aaron holding down P3 in the Mazda there, followed by TDC, Rad TDC. In the Peugeot there, TDC really closing up the gap there. That Peugeot, oh boy howdy, I'll tell you what, that's a nice, clean looking ride. The Mazda not bad in itself right there. Look at that. Boy, that's a good looking ride right there in the Mazda as well. Peugeot a little bit more not so aerodynamically sound, I would say, as the Mazda out in front, but that Peugeot is a powerhouse of a race car. We have Aunt P in the other Mazda here, followed very closely by Ruben Eastland in the Hyundai. Ooh, boy, howdy. Aunt P getting it all sorts of slideways there, and the Honda is going to take advantage of that. Eastland's going to come away with the position there. He will take over for P5 currently. That Hyundai putting in work. You can see the gap just growing there with a quickness. It is Cancerman in the 919 Hybrid, the 2016 model Porsche. And look at this. Air Razor only just under 19 seconds behind in a GR3 here on lap 4. That is an incredible feat right there alone. Rad Air Razor putting on the moves currently. 13 seconds ahead of P2. Absolutely iconic looking Renown Racing livery right there. Slightly modified variation, of course, but that is a great looking race car right there. Do have to say, love the colors on it. That green and orange just goes together very, very well. Not quite as good as green and purple, but I'll tell you what. That being said, great looking livery there. Air Razor running away with this thing in that Mazda RX Vision. Let's go back to Team Toyota driver in the form of LRN, dang old dyslexia anyhow. Dyslexia, yeah, that's what it is. So it is Ford Mustang here holding down P3 for the GR3s in that Mazda Atenza there, with the McLaren in the form of Nitro Bunny holding down P4. And this has been an ongoing battle right here. I think we'll stay right here for a moment and see how the Mazda and McLaren do coming in. And look at Rad Yu now just 1.9 seconds back from Sewer Rabbit in that GTR. So Yu gaining 3 seconds on that driver out in front in just this last lap alone, and we're coming back into a bit of a technical sector here. We'll see if she can close that gap even further there, as she is a huge fan of the Porsche and drives it very well, if I do say so myself. And sure enough, she really closes that gap up down to 0.3 of a second, all over the bumper of Sewer Rabbit. Now she's going to make the move and go around, try to jump up into the slipstream. They're side by side. For a moment they were. Now another very technical sector here. Yu trying to chase down Sewer Rabbit. Is she going to get the job done here on this hard right-hander, or at least coming out of it? Into the left-hander they go. No, just settles in. Live to make the pass on another corner. Brilliant racing to the start of round 2 here for the WEC. Yu all over Sewer Rabbit's business there. Bumper to bumper racing here on lap 4 for round 2 of the WEC. Jumping into that slipstream there. Now diving back to the far outside. Sewer Rabbit's going to make her go around the outside, and she does it. Brilliant job right there from Rad Yu. Moves up into P5, I believe that would be. Yes, indeed, that's P5 for the GR3s. Now she's got some work to do. Another 5-second gap to try to catch up to Nitro Bunny. Now, as they're coming through another technical sector here, get out onto the straight. Maybe these two competing teams will want to work together down the long straights here. May see a bit of bump drafting going on. They got a 5.1 seconds to go. Make that 5 seconds to go. No, we're not going to see any bump drafting as they go side by side once again, and the GTR does out-muscle the Porsche. No big surprise there. None whatsoever. Cobra and the GTR as well. Not too awful far back here from these guys and gals. It is Coops leading the way with an 8.5 second gap over Jonesy now. That was 3 seconds not too long ago. Jonesy must have had a bit of an error there somewhere, and definitely you can see that he had a bit of mishaps there, because those penalties don't come up for any reason at all. So the McLaren struggling a bit for the time being. Aaron here in P3, and oh, they're side by side. It's Aaron and Eastland side by side. Peugeot gonna get the job done, keeps Eastland at bay for the time being. Oh, that was TDC. That's who it was. TDC moving up into P3. Now finds himself just 2.5 seconds trailing behind DDR's Jonesy. And he is on the move, nearly a second gap. He's catching Jonesy quickly. And that half-second penalty is really going to hurt Jonesy with the overspeed of that Peugeot. Boy, he is going to be right up on his bumper by the time that McLaren has to serve that unfortunate half-second penalty. Great looking livery there for DDR Jonesy as well. Eastland for Team Hyundai has had himself a mishap somewhere along. He trails 39.3 seconds in behind. TDC's carrying damage. That's really going to hurt on these long straight stretches. Peugeot just with the raw muscle. The McLaren hybrid car got that extra bit of boost in that car, but it's really not doing him a whole lot of good at the time being. Both the Mazda and the Peugeot just raw muscle and horsepower, torque, grit, and steel combined with nerves of steel. And these race cars and their drivers. Answer man here in the Porsche in P6, that 919 hybrid. See, loads of juice left in that hybrid. And boy, I'll tell you what, there's not much better place to be using that there juice than on them straight stretches, buddy. We're going to be utilizing that there, fella. MP here in the other Mazda MP7. Now it is LRM has taken the race lead for Team Toyota for the GR3s, and he's 9 seconds ahead of Nitro Bunny. In the McLaren here, it is Yu now in P3 with Sewer Rabbit still trailing in just behind, well within that slipstream there. Yu and Sewer Rabbit battling hard here, lap after lap. Brilliant racing from these two. See the fog just rolling here, rolling on in here at Le Mans. This battle for P3 just continues on, and they're side by side once again. Gonna come into this hard left-hand corner and immediate right thereafter. Back to the left again they'll go. Into the right, into the left, back to the right, and the Porsche showing its agility there versus that Nissan GTR. Porsche just a much more agile car. Those mid-rear engine cars really are some pretty agile cars. They might be lacking a little bit in top-end speed, which we'll see here shortly. But I'll tell you what, really good to go through the corners. So it is Cobra here in P12 or P5 for the GR3 cars. Air Razor now having had had himself a pit stop already, currently on his outlap, and Mustang as well. Ooh, Mustang. Don't know if that was an error or if we're potentially going to see some rain here. LeMans has gone with the intermediate tires there, as you can see. And boy howdy, 30-second deficit to the next racer. It is Rad Coop still leading this race now by 11.7 seconds out in front for these GR1 cars, or the LMP ones, however you'd like to look at it, either way. DDR Jonesy in P2 with Rad TDC following in behind, still able to close that gap up, even with that damage, front aero and right suspension damage to that Peugeot, and still putting in the work. TDC looking to make some moves here, just gonna ride it out until he needs to stop for fuel and new rubber underneath that race car there. Making it work, he's in the slipstream there, but Jonesy, without any damage, is going to be able to pull away. He's maybe just outside the slipstream is TDC, but we are coming into a very technical sector. It is now LRM's Racing diving off into the pits, and boy howdy, those clouds look awful gloomy and doomy. Aaron in P4 holding it strong, is now caught up to some GR3 traffic here. It is the job of the GR1 car to safely make his way around that car. That GR3 car has just got to stay on his racing line and be predictable. And predictability states that you stay on your racing line. Gets the job done there, does Aaron there, and now it's TDC diving into the pits for his first pit stop here of the race. Good choice, get rid of that damage, get on some fresh shoes, put some racing fuel in that car, and get after it once again. So it is Aaron will now take over for the time being, P3, and oh boy, Aaron holding on to some damage on that Mazda as well, as these cars are now starting to mix and mingle. It's a mingling and a jingling good time right here at LeMans. Eastland finding himself in P4 now. You can see the different strategies coming from these racers, and I'll tell you, I've said it before and I'll say it again, strategy is absolutely everything when it comes to endurance racing. Strategy and consistency get you a long ways. Now it is TDC holding on to P5 after making his pit stop here. Absolutely sending it for Team Vault Tech Racing here. Peugeot going to be all over the back of the Hyundai. In short order here. Well within the slipstream is muscle versus muscle. These cars too about to run into some of that GR3 traffic, and we're going to stay right here and see how they navigate. Coming into traffic for the first time, I do believe, for these racers. Just look at that total speed difference. Meow. Oh boy, there's traffic left and right. No, a 3-second penalty. The GTRs are side by side here. TDC trying to figure out how he's going to get around these drivers. Oh, and he goes a little wide off into the grass, just barely. Manages to get around the GTRs, though. Oh, and we got Cobra going off. Oh, man. Oh. That was unfortunate there. Let's take a look at that again. Let's see here. Oh, the entry there. Unfortunate set of circumstances for those two racers. Jonesy now is going to take over the race lead as Coops comes in for a pit stop, followed by Aaron. Both racers into the pits. Coops getting back on track here. Eastland now going to carry on and take over P3. TDC in P4. Whoop. Either net coating or a small little bump there. Very minute if it was. So it is Aaron here holding down P5 now after his pit stop. We still got an hour and a half of racing to go, y'all, here for round 2 of the WEC, the World Endurance Championship. Man here in P6 clipping along nicely. We've got Ant P coming around just passing pit lane there. And it is Hair Razor once again leading this race for the GR3s in P8. Now it's looking a little more like he's racing against some LMP1s. Finds himself 2 minutes 25 seconds in behind the nearest LMP1 or GR1 car. RM Racing in the Toyota Supra here in P2 finds himself 13.6 seconds in behind the race leader in the form of Rad Hair Razor. Take a look at Nitro Bunny in the McLaren. Well, I need to wet my whistle already. Oh yeah, coffee. So it is UU now trying to chase down Nitro Bunny. This is again for P3. Mia just having a great race. She started out at the back of the pack now in the GR3 category, and then she takes a look to the inside, but backs out of it just enough to let Nitro Bunny on through. She's got to live to fight another corner here. Oh boy, that Porsche gets a great run out of that corner. They're coming into the technical bits here where both of these cars are going to be very, very strong. Both mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars in the McLaren and the Porsche here. This is going to be some high-speed agility right here. Little touch of the brakes from either car. Woo, the Mazda goes way wide right there. I'll be surprised if that's not going to be a penalty there. Yu with a different line right there. Done well. Woo-wee. Now the Mazda are going to try to slingshot around before these next corners. Gets the job done. Yu going to follow in. Going to try to get this job done. She's got the inside of the corner. They're side by side. No, backs out of it a little bit. Gives Nitro Bunny that position back. Great racing here for P3. It's been a battle for P3 for quite some time now. These two racers, Nitro Bunny and Rad Yu, unrelenting. Boy, howdy, I'll tell you what, brilliant sounds coming out of these race cars here at LeMans for round 2 of the WEC. Great place to be for the day. A whole lot better than watching the Super Bowl. I'd much rather watch racing myself. Don't know about y'all. Much rather be here calling commentary for my girl, Miss Yu. Sewer Rabbit got himself an unfortunate half-second penalty there. Just Cobra here in P13 or P6 for the GR3s and Mustang. Not in a Mustang in the Mazda Atenza. These strategies starting to play out just a little bit. It is Coops leading the way with a 16.7 race advantage over Eastland. Jonesy's balling not too awful far back as well. Are we going to see a pit stop from Eastland this go round though? And give Jonesy back that P2. Woo-wee! Way to hold on to her, Eastland. That was good stuff, man. That car just about tried to spit him out. And he indeed does dive into the pits. Jonesy now going to take back over P2. TDC on around, going to give him back P3 now. Eastland looks as though he may have enough time to still come out in P4, but Aaron is kind of creeping there. Look at this hair raiser, keeping right up with that LMP1 car, or GR1, whichever you'd like to think about it there. That Mazda RX Vision car looking awful snazzy out there, and indeed Aaron will take over P4. Eastland just now coming off the pit lane, back onto the racetrack here. Answerman here in P6. And in P7. Air Razor again holding down the race lead 40 minutes into this race, or very nearly anyhow. Razor with a 17-second lead over P2. LRM Racing. Man, I wish I could speak me some English today. As per usual, the brain is overrunning the mouth, and mouth no can keep up sometimes. No, it's not very good. So it's Nitro Bunny and Yu still going at it here for P3. And boy howdy, I gotta say, if I was Yu, I'd quit trying to get this pass done and bump draft that driver up to catching P2. But for the time being, has put herself into P3. Wait. Yeah. It's P3 indeed. DGR3s. Boy howdy, these two MR cars just keep going back and forth and back and forth. Brilliant racing between these two right here, Nitro Bunny and Rad Yu. Really putting on a show for us here today at LeMans. Super great racing going on between these two. Definitely you can see the respect and the racing etiquette that these drivers possess here, and it's just wonderful to see. We absolutely love to see that. I always tell my team, you know, if you can't get the pass done cleanly, don't make the pass. If you can't win the race cleanly, then just don't win the race. It's not worth it if you can't get it done cleanly. And here they go again up into the technical sector of the racetrack. "40 minutes into this race has come and gone. Hour and 20 minutes remain. Well, an hour and 19 minutes rather, just under. Ignore the silly little running out of fuel sign there. Neither of these drivers are obviously running out of fuel. Air Razor now going to jump back into the pits here for some fresh rubber and some more racing fuel in that beautiful looking Mazda there. That will, for the time being, give Miss Yu P1. Nitro Bunny falling back a position. Exchange hands once again here on this upcoming long straightaway. I would suppose, unless you can break that draft, which has not happened. they exchange places once again, and oh, what a save there by Yu. Epic racing. She had to go wide to start the corner there. She was going to bump into the back of that McLaren, so she started out wide and still managed to get that car around the corner. Great racing there by Rad Yu. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Razor, now having stopped for his third pit stop, is still in P3 and only following P2 by 6.6 seconds. You can see P1 and P2 out there in front. Razor's absolutely crushing this race here at Le Mans today for round 2 with the WEC. Brilliant racing from this man right here. Long time standing Team Rad member and very valued member, as they all are. He's just one of the OGs. Now it's TDC gonna jump into the pits. Currently 8.7 seconds behind Jonesy. Oh, and he's got damage all over that race car there. But it is Coops that is absolutely running away with this race. 27, make that 28 seconds ahead of DDR's Jonesy. Brad Coops having himself a brilliant race here today. Sorry, we haven't given you much screen time, my guys. Stop running away with the race. You'll get more screen time if you're battling. No, I'm kidding, dude. Go, go, go. Team Odyssey running away with this thing. It is DDR Jonesy in the McLaren here. Brilliant looking race car. That is absolutely incredibly gorgeous. Incredibly gorgeous race car. Aaron in P3 here in the other Mazda. 6.5 seconds back is Mr. Eastland here in the Hyundai. That is also a really good looking race car, man. I mean, dang, oh boy, howdy. Look at that bad boy. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning race car. The lights and the tail lights are like almost exact opposites too. That's brilliant. It looks as though we're going to come into some nighttime racing here, which is fantastic. Always a joy to watch racing at Le Mans at nighttime. Absolutely epic racing. Nighttime Le Mans racing. Oh man, boy, howdy, I'll tell you what, it is TDC here in P5, cruising along in the Peugeot. 15 seconds in behind Eastland. He here in P6. It is Cancerman in P7. Let's give Aunt P a little bit better look. That is a brilliant looking race car as well. I see Homer Simpson on there. What's Homer Simpson doing on a race car, y'all? Oh. Free reign of the race car. It looks like Marge on the other side. I see that there, blue hair. All right, Cancer Man in the Porsche. It is indeed getting Dawkinsies. Instrument holding on to some racing damage on that car in the form of front aero or front splitter damage and some driver's side, though that might be a centralized cockpit in that car. I do not recall if that is the case. I think mostly with the LMP1s or the GR3 cars, they are pretty generally centralized cockpits. Much like the cockpit of a fighter jet. So it is once again currently LRM Racing holding down P1 thus far. Nitro Bunny here in P2 for the GR3s. And UU in P3. Now it's a battle between Rad UU and Rad Hair Razor. And UU side by side. That hybrid back there going, boy, howdy, I wish somebody would pass somebody so I can get on by here. I'm trying to catch somebody. I reckon I got me somebody to catch. Ooh, Yu had herself a mistake at some place in time. She's got herself a little aero damage and suspension damage on that lovely looking Porsche. Gonna dive on into the pits. Ooh! That little foul up coming into the pits there I seen. That'd be a pity. See what I've done there? Oh. So Sewer Rabbit here in the GTR, or one of the GTRs rather, currently holding on to P5, also going to dive into the pits. Cobra just had himself a pit stop not too awful long ago. In fact, I'd have to say last lap. Just under 1 hour and 9 minutes remaining in this race here for round 2 of the WEC, the World Endurance Championship. Cobra's getting her done there in that classic looking Egon livery. Cobra now going to jump up into P5. Gaining on Rad UU in P4 though with a quickness. Sewer Rabbit now out of the pits. Here comes Ford Mustang in the Mazda Tenza, I believe that is the car he's in. Indeed it is. Very nice looking livery there. But it is Coops. I'll tell you what, man, this man right here, Rad Coops, is absolutely running away with this race. Finds himself 35 seconds to the good out in front of DDR Jonesy, who is certainly no slouch behind the wheel. I can tell you that right now. Ear is all plugged up, y'all. Hopefully I'm not talking incredibly loud. I sure hope not. But, I mean, it is what it is. So Aaron locking down P3. He's got himself a 1 second penalty, and boy howdy, that ain't gonna help keep Eastland in behind him. Eastland in the Hyundai going to do all he can to jump up into that P3. Running his best sector is Eastland in the Hyundai. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Fastest lap belonging to Rad, the damn cat, or TDC as we like to call him for short, with a 3:32.779 in the Peugeot. Like I said, that car is muscular. And nearly 0.4 of a second up. This being one of TDC's very favorite racetracks. I happen to know that. He absolutely loves this racetrack. Brilliant lines. Still holding on to nearly 0.4 of a second up. He's going for another fastest lap here. Ant P here still locking down P6. Picked himself up a half-second penalty there somewhere along the way. He'll get it worked out. Dancerman in P7. It is Hair Razor in the race lead for the GR3s again. That RX Vision Mazda really showing its prowess here today as well at Le Mans. Definitely running away with this thing. 25.3 second advantage over LRM's Racing in the Supra. We got Nitro Bunny here in P3. Miss Yu in P4. Cobra in P5. For the GR3s, it'll be Sewer Rabbit here in P6 and the other Nissan and GTR. Livery looks very, very familiar to me. Or very reminiscent to one that I recall from the past. Is Ford Mustang here in the Mazda Atenza, locking down P7, I believe it is. Yes, P7 for the GR3s. Hoops now extending that lead from 35 seconds to 41 seconds in one lap. Sheesh. That fella is moving today. Absolutely sending it. And that Porsche 919 Hybrid, the 2016 model. Look at Hair Razor back there, man. Oh, that's testament to how fast Hair Razor is. Boy, howdy. He's nearly keeping up with that GR1 car in a GR3 car. Man alive, I'll tell you what. But boy, howdy, how are y'all loving this this multi-class racing? I'll tell you what. Do let us know up in the comments when you come to watch this later. I know these racers are going to come and watch this race, so let us know in the comments what do you think about this multi-class racing here at the WEC. Absolutely thrilled to be watching it and calling commentary for it myself. Now, Coops Ooh, boy, comes flying into the pits once again. Jonesy holding on to some rear aero damage of that McLaren there. It'll be interesting to see whether or not he continues on or if he's going to dive into the pits too and get some new shoes under that race car along with fixing that aero damage. Looks like he's just going to pass it right on by and continue on. Indeed, that's exactly what he does. He ain't slowing down. He ain't slowing down. I'm gonna do it. Eastland finding himself in P3, having himself a great race. Different racing strategy altogether from this driver. Looking good and strong here. For Team Diafol Racing and that Hyundai is TDC in the Peugeot. Making his way around the GR3s there. Nice and smooth like. Somewhere along the way, TDC dropped some time, did not better his fastest lap time there, but nonetheless still holds on to the fastest lap of the race thus far. Meow. 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 Aaron here in P5 and the other Mazda out on the racetrack, the Mazda LM55. That is a quick race car as well, I'll tell you what. All muscle under the hood of that car. An absolutely brilliant sounding race car to boot. Can't be here in the other Mazda LM55. Just listen to that, man. Great sounding car. Answer man here in the 919 Hybrid 2016 model for the Porsche. Woo! Little sideways. Just under an hour remains in this race, and woo-wee! It is hair raiser. Thought he'd just pit, and perhaps he did. Perhaps that's just how much fuel and tires these guys and gals are using on the racetrack here today. RM Racing 26 in that beautiful looking GR Super RC 2018 model. Smoking up the track. Nitro Bunny still holding down P3, but does have Yu there in the background still. McLaren, also a brilliant sounding race car, I'll tell you. Who doesn't love the Porsche? Awesome sounding race car as well. Cobra gonna dive into the pits now. Sewer Rabbit here in P13 or P6 for the GR3s. I want to get a look at this livery here. Classic Egon livery for Cobra. And there he comes. And just looking at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Ford Mustang here running his fastest lap there by nearly 3/4 of a second. Great improvement there from Ford Mustang there. His Coupe's leading the way here still. And oh boy, Eastland has drawn him in considerably. Just a 13.1 second lead now from Rad Coupes here. Race strategy from Eastland really starting to come into play here. We're really starting to see the effects of making wise strategies. As DDR Jonesy in behind him though. Oh, Jonesy holding on to some damage on that race car, both front and rear aero damage. The splitters are looking a little worse for wear there, plus some left-hand side front end suspension damage on that McLaren. And I would not at all be surprised to see that racer come into the pits, get rid of that damage, and get some new racing shoes and racing fuel. And indeed, that is what we're going to see. DDR Jonesy diving into the pit stops here. Here comes Aaron clipping along in the other Mazda here in P5. His Aunt P in P6 and the other Mazda. The other. Dancing around now, diving into the pit stops, also with front end damage on that race car. It is LRM Racing now who is in the lead of this race for the GR3s. But Hair Razor in just behind him there, 4.6 seconds. 52 minutes remain in this race here for round 2. Nitro Bunny still holding on to P3 here. Having a great race in the McLaren. Yu still trailing behind, but not far. Has picked up 2 seconds. Just 4.7 seconds in now behind. Yu running her fastest sector thus far in the race there. Eastland diving off into the pits now. PDC following suit in P3. Sewer Rabbit here in P5 for the GR3 categories in GTR Nismo, with Cobra falling in behind in the other GTR, which is Mustang. So Coop's 25.2 seconds ahead. Eastland out of the pits. Going to come out still in P2. Now take P3. Jonesy going to take over in P4. TDC will jump back out in P5. He's got himself a half-second penalty already. What just happened, my friend? Oh. We're coming into the daylight again here. TDC full on sanding it. This is Ant P in P6 for the GR1s. Answerman in P7. LRM Racing here in P1 once again for the GR3s. Does have Rad Hair Razor 2.3 seconds in behind though. And I'll tell you, a lot of people don't like the sound of that RX Vision car. That Mazda, to me, sounds absolutely fantastic. I love the sound of that car. It is so unique. That rotary motor just screams, and I dig it. So it's LRM Racing holding down P1 for the time being, but I'll tell you what, here comes Hair Razor, 1.2 seconds out. Let's keep it right here for the time being. We'll see how long it takes Hair Razor to grab this position up. Hair Razor pulling his fastest lap by over half a second. Fastest section anyways. Oh no, we had a disconnect. Mustang on lap 18 has disconnected. Lap 18, Mustang is disconnected. That is most unfortunate. 45 minutes remaining in the race. Side by side is Hair Razor and LRM Racing. Hair Razor going to get the job done though. LRM Racing, they're still just right there, though. Woo! Little wiggle, little wiggle. Let me see you wiggle it just a little bit. He says, I can do that. Let me show you my wiggle. LRM Racing doing a brilliant job not letting Hairzor get too awful far out in front of him, and that there Supra, he's full on sending her. Full on sending it. Now LRM Racing in a dive off into the pits. That's going to give Hairzor a nice big lead. Nitro Bunny also going to jump into the pits. Yu going to jump into the pits and right behind. Woo-wee! See what Sewer Rabbit decides to do here. So it's P2, 3, and 4 diving into the pits. Here into the second half of racing this 2-hour endurance. Sewer Rabbit also going to dive into the pits, get off them worn shoes. Cobra continuing on. That's going to put Cobra up into P5. Put him just 7, 6, 5, 4 seconds in behind you. Yep, that's about where it's going to stay. About 4.3 seconds in behind you. There's now daylight out on the racetrack once again here at Le Mans. Headlights are off. Now it is Yu. 3 seconds in behind Nitro Bunny. Gonna try to catch him up, as that is that coveted final podium position here. Oh, and that ain't gonna help Nitro Bunny out at all. That is gonna put Yu right up on him within that slipstream range as soon as he serves this penalty. She's going to be right there. McLaren gets a great run out of that corner, though. Here comes the center, the penalty serving zone. Oh, no, never mind. I know where it's at. Okay, it's up and around the corner here. Up and around the corner. Cobra's just right there as well. See if Cobra and Yu work together to catch Nitro Bunny out in front. If Cobra can catch Yu, that's definitely a viable option. But Nitro Bunny is pulling a little bit of time away from Yu here. That time now up to 3.6 seconds. Here's the penalty serving zone. To 3, down to 2.8, 2.7, 2.6, 2.5. Cobra is catching Yu as well. Up to 2.3 seconds now. 2.2. She's laying it on. 2.1. "39 minutes remain in this race." Down to 2 seconds. 1.8. Back up to 2.4. Woo-hoo-hoo. Dive into that slipstream. And into that one too. Aaron in P3 now diving into the pit stops. 38 minutes remaining in this race. 38.8. Cobra just about into the slipstream of Yu there. Oh, and of course now I'm going to get the hiccups. Cobra just outside the range of slipstream. Oh, crud. All right, we got to move on. We got to move on. Let's get a look at the rest of the field. Sewer Rabbit here holding down P7. P6 for the GR3s, rather. It is Rad Coops with a 45-second lead over Eastland, who holds on to P2. Jonesy 13.5 seconds in behind. And TDC right there catching Jonesy, but has a half-second penalty. For 92 mile an hour for the McLaren. This is 185 for the Peugeot. And that's why TDC is holding damage once again on that Peugeot. That is unfortunate, as he just made a pit stop not too awful long ago at all. Gonna have to either decide to race with that damage or jump into the pits and get rid of it. Whoops. Hair Raiser now diving to the pits. Maybe the final pit stop. I don't think so. I think he's going to have one more pit left. LRM Racing going to be right there. 3.1 seconds in behind Rad Hair Raiser now. LRM Racing having himself a great race here today. First time I've got to see this driver in action and looking good and sharp. Also, very nice livery on that race car there. Very nice livery. A beautiful looking race car it is. No doubt about it. Nitro Bunny, uh-oh. Uh-oh, Miss Yu's within the slipstream, 8/10. She's going to get that position. That's going to put her into P3 with just 34 minutes remaining in this race. Yu's putting in the work. She wants that P3 and she wants it bad. Bad, I tell you. Yu up on her best time by a number I won't even mention. Well within the slipstream now is Yu. Clarence still just barely pulling away there. Ooh, and Nitro has a bit of a bobble there. Got that corner all sorts of wrong. Yu closes up the gap even more. Cobra has fallen back. He took a pit stop. Oh, and Yu side by side with Nitro gets the job done there. Nitro looking to go back to the inside. Not going to happen. Now he's going to have to serve his penalty, and this is going to put him outside the slipstream range. Indeed, just outside the slipstream range now is Nitro. He's going to have a hard time. He's going to have his work cut out for him, trying to catch Yu now. 1.6 seconds up the road is Yu. We get 1.7 seconds, 1.8. Absolutely trying to run away. Cobra holding down P5, Sewer Rabbit in P6. It is Coops now. Full tank of fuel, 31 minutes remaining in this race. Eastland also diving into the pits. Jonesy in P3. This should give him P2. Indeed it does. Goes back up into P2. Jonesy having himself a good race. TDC back up into P3. Gonna continue on, electing just to continue racing with that damage. I think that's probably a good call. As we've seen before, it really doesn't slow him down a whole awful lot in that Peugeot. It's quite the sturdy race car. Who's slightly wide there, may have picked up a half-second penalty. Indeed, there it is. Eastland now coming out of the pits in the Hyundai or Team Diafull Racing there. It is Aaron in P5. The other Mazda is Ant P. 1.5 seconds worth of penalties, and boy, that isn't helping his cause at all. That's the reverse order everybody wants to do. And that's Rad Coops. Rad Coops about to lap one of the other GR1 cars, and man alive, but that is a testament to the kind of race that he is having here today for round 2 at Le Mans with the WEC. Rad Coops about to lap another GR1 car. Man alive, boy howdy. And he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it right very shortly. Cancer Man in P7 already has been lapped by Coops. Coops having a brilliant race here today. Man, he has just run away with this race from the get-go. Absolute dominance from Rad Coops here. TDC now up into P2. What has happened there? Oh, Jonesy got it wrong somewhere too. Man, I wonder if we can't go back and see what happened to Jonesy. Nope, we done missed it. PDC now finds himself into P2. He's got 28 minutes left. Only 19 seconds behind Coops, but Coops has already taken his pit stop. TDC is going to have to take another one. 28 minutes remaining in this race. There goes Coops getting around the number 1 GR3 car in the form of Rad Hairraiser and that RX Vision, who has just had a brilliant race here today as well. He is 6.2 seconds ahead of LRM Racing. 27 minutes, 30 seconds left remaining in this race, and things are starting to get a little spicy. You kind of wonder which way it's going to go. Yu now 5.5 seconds ahead of Nitro Bunny. She is laying it down, absolutely laying it down. Now TDC and Jonesy both diving off into the pits. Ooh, Yu catches a bit of that sausage there upon the exit of that corner. It's Eastland now going to take back over P2 for the GR1s. Meanwhile, Yu doing all she can to keep that separation growing between herself and Nitro Bunny. She wants that final podium position bad. She's been working for it all race long. Her and Nitro Bunny just been going back and forth throughout the duration of this race. Been absolutely brilliant racing from the two of them. I'll tell you, some pretty exciting stuff going on here for round 2 at Le Mans with the WEC, the World Endurance Championship, going off with a bang for the first 2 races. Man, it's been good stuff, I'll tell you. I'm loving this multi-class racing. Absolutely fun stuff here. Nitro Bunny got himself another half-second penalty. That is not going to help his cause at all when he had just picked himself up another second. to Yu, but not going to help at all there. That's going to put it back that other second. He's going to drop a second again. He's 1.2 seconds on his fastest lap thus far. Absolutely sending it, trying to catch Yu up, but it's going to have to serve this penalty here shortly. And man alive, that is unfortunate for him. Even just that half a second. You don't think it's much, but I promise you it is. It's a full second of racing time. He's going to lose to Yu again, putting him back into the 5-second mark. Over here in P5 for the GR3s, having himself a very steady race here. Consistency. Wins races, y'all. It absolutely wins races. 24 minutes, 40 seconds remain in this race. Rad Coops, absolute. Whoa! 1.25 seconds ahead of his fastest lap. It is TDC who holds the fastest lap, and he has improved it. Now at 3:32.089. Finds himself 30 seconds behind Eastland. Oh man, boy, howdy. About to reach the 24-minute mark now. 24 minutes remaining in this race. Just under now, of course. TDC in P3. Where is Jonesy? Jonesy is 5 seconds in behind TDC. Jonesy putting it to the wood, running that hybrid car for all it's worth. Aaron in P5, half-second penalty, unfortunate. Ant P in P6, Cancer Man here in P7. Rad Hair Razor for the GR1s out in P1. 11 seconds is the gap to P2, but P2 has just had to make what I would imagine be a final pit stop. That is going to put Rad Yu in P2 for the time being. She's got at least another lap. Yeah, she's got one lap of fuel remaining, and she'll have to take her final pit stop of the race. Nitro Bunny gonna follow suit and try to get the undercut on Yu. We'll see how this works out for him. I do have to say, he's got to definitely try something, and this may be a winning strategy here for Nitro Bunny. We shall see, though. Cobra also going to dive into the pits. Boy, he had some fuel and some tire left in that race car. I don't know if that's what I would have done or not, but I'm not behind the wheel. So, Rad Coops 30 seconds ahead of Eastland. And boy, howdy. Just a brilliant looking race car is that Hyundai. Not a huge fan of Hyundai at all, but that is a nice looking race car there. TDC 21 minutes, 20 seconds remain in this race. And I am having a hard time speaking any English. Jonesy 5.8 seconds in behind in that McLaren, but gaining ground. You can see those thousands of seconds just dropping off pretty quickly. The tenths are a dropping too, therefore. Is Eastland's tires going to hold up? To not allow TDC to catch him up, though. This is going to be very interesting. The last 20 minutes of this race. What is going to happen? What indeed is going to happen? Aaron here in P5 with another half-second penalty, unfortunately. Ant P in P6. Cancer Man in P7. Hair Razor in P1 for the GR3s. Yu in P2 for the GR3s. Going to certainly have to take a pit stop, though. LRM's Racing definitely going to be in the clear for the remainder of this race. Should certainly have had his last pit stop. Whoa! Little slideways there from LRM Racing there. Nitro Bunny holding down P4 currently. Ooh, and that, ooh. That is very, very interesting. And boy, howdy, I don't know. We shall see if this undercut has helped Nitro Bunny at all. Here comes Yu into the pits now. It's going to be very interesting to see what this delta is for the pit stop and where Yu's going to come out comparatively. She's got a 45-second gap over Nitro Bunny, and I think that that's going to do it. I think she's going to come out of the pits just ahead of Nitro Bunny. There goes LRM Racing. He's going to take over P2. Yu just now coming into the pits. She's got a 47-second lead over Nitro Bunny. Looks as though the overcut here is going to be the strategy that gets her P3, and man alive, that field just rushes into that race car, and she is off and running. She has got herself 10 second, 9 second, about a 9-second gap over Nitro Bunny. Indeed, that it is what it is. 9.5-second gap over Nitro Bunny. Now it's Sewer Rabbit going to dive in for his final pit stop. Is that going to give Cobra that place? And indeed it will. 17.5 minutes remaining in this race. Rad Coops still just dominating this field in the GR1 category of race cars. 28.9 second, making a 29-second gap over Eastland. "17 minutes remain. Eastland in P2. Rad TDC in P3. Jonesy in P4. Aaron in P5. Ant P in P6. Cancerman in P7. Hair Razor in P1 for the GR3s. A 47.9 second lead. Absolutely dominant run from Hair Razor here today. Absolutely dominant run from Hair Razor here today. 48-second lead over LRM Racing. He could afford to take another pit stop, and indeed he's going to have to. Not going to have the fuel to run out the rest of this race without taking another pit stop, but he's got plenty of gap to LRM Racing 26. who has had himself a very, very good race here. Currently up on his best time in that sector. It is Yu in P3, holding strong. With 15 minutes to race. And there, as said previously, Hairraiser now going to dive into the pits. Got a 48-second lead over LRM Racing. That is certainly going to put him back out onto the racetrack with just 15 minutes to go, leading the race, although he is not going to have a 48-second gap over P2 by the time he comes out of the pits. He will still, however, have P1, but not going to have that gap that he once did. Got the shoes changed. Got the fuel in her. He is off and running. Rad Hairraiser gonna come out of the pits. Let's see what that gap's gonna turn out to be. I'm guessing it's gonna be a good 10 seconds still. Make it 9 seconds. 9.1 seconds. Ahead of LRM Racing. MP2 Razor certainly has got the fuel and the tires to finish this race out now. 8.8 seconds is the lead over LRM Racing MP2 in that Toyota Supra there. Ooh, slings are a little bit wide there. Yu holding it down strong, still a 9.3 second lead over Nitro Bunny. Brilliant race from her today. Absolutely laying it down. 13 minutes, 30 seconds stand between her and that all coveted final podium position here today for round 2. She just come off of a race an hour ago in the Super Formula League. She is looking in good form here today for round 2 of the WEC, the World Endurance Championship. Just under 13 minutes remain. It is Nitro Bunny here in P4, 9.1 seconds in behind. Nitro Bunny having himself a great race today here. That McLaren treating him very, very well. Does he have enough? Does he have what it takes to catch up Yu? He is running very nearly 0.7 of a second over his fastest lap. He is laying it down, trying to catch Yu. Boy, that's going to be a tall order to gain 9 seconds and 12 minutes remaining. That's 3 laps is all that is. Cobra here in P5 for the GR3s and Sewer Rabbit in P6. It is Coops with a 33.6 second lead. I bet he just served a penalty there because that time is dropping considerably. Eastland, 32.3 seconds, 32.2, 32.1 seconds in behind Rad Coops. Tires are definitely looking a little worse for wear, and he picks up a half-second penalty. Oh man, it's TDC 19.8 seconds behind. Tires definitely not looking quite as worn as Eastland's. Also a little bit better on fuel. Jonesy 8.9 seconds in behind, but has a 1 second penalty. Oh man. We have an unknown joining the race. People apparently don't read titles on racing lobbies before they just join the lobby, which is unfortunate. Aaron now with his final pit stop. 10 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in this race. It is Ant P in P6 with a half-second penalty. Cancerman in P7. It is Hair Razor with an 8.6 second lead over LRM's Racing, but man alive. LRM Racing doing all he can to try to catch up Brad Hair Razor. The time is dwindling ever so slightly. Down to just under 8 seconds, 7.6 seconds now. Man, he's laying it down. Much lighter on fuel. Down to 7.3, 7.2 seconds. Man, that Toyota is putting it to the wood. Down to 7.1 seconds now. 9 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in this race. Yu still holding on to pretty much the exact same gap to Nitro Bunny as was just moments ago. Man, somehow there, Nitro Bunny picking up a half second on Yu. Yu at this point probably playing it just a little bit safe. I believe I would be. I believe I would be. He's got everything to lose and Nitro Bunny everything to gain. Just continue to monitor that gap. Don't let it grow too much. You got 2 laps remaining. No need to straight full send it. Nitro Bunny can see her though, up in the distance there. Over with a 1 second penalty. He's no threat from behind though. Coops 25.4, 25.3 seconds in behind, and oh man, his tires are not looking great. Tires are not looking great at all, but 7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this race for Coops. And he will have absolutely slayed the field here today in the GR1s. Eastland has played a very different game though. His pit strategies have been altogether different. TDC now has picked up 4 seconds. Has picked up 4 seconds in the past few laps, couple of laps even. Now just 14 seconds in behind Eastland. I wonder if Eastland's doing a little bit of fuel saving to potentially compensate for running just slightly short. Jonesy, 12.3 seconds in behind, falling in P4. Aaron here in P5. Both drivers with a half second penalty. Ant P here, ooh boy, a little sideways there. Ant P also with a half second penalty. Cancerman here running in P7. Hair Razor down to a 7.5 second lead over LRM Racing. That's going to be a huge, huge gap to try to recover. 7.6 seconds with just under 6 minutes to race. still holding on to P2. That Yu now with 11.3 second over Nitro. Nitro must have had a full-on 1 second penalty. That would definitely add 2 seconds to his overall race time, which he's behind Yu. Was 9 seconds. Now it's 11.3. That must have been a 1 second penalty. Either that or he had a big bobble somewhere. Nitro Bunny, though, holding down P4. Cobra holding on to P5. He's got TDC in behind him there. And Sewer Rabbit and P6. Just under 5 minutes remaining. It is Team Porsche doing the things here. Rad Coops and teammate Rad Yu just up in front there. .25-second gap over Eastland. Eastland's shoes looking very, very worn too. And look at this. 3 minutes, 41 seconds left, and TDC has picked up 10 seconds on Eastland. Oh no! And TDC got it wrong. There goes that 10 seconds. Oh man, he was working hard to come and grab that P2. He was working hard. Now has just lost that 10 seconds that he had gained. Unfortunate for TDC there. And now he may very well be under threat from Jonesy. He may lose out on that P3. He's got 2.9 seconds over Jonesy. And he's got damage. Aaron in P5 and in P6. Cancerman in P7. Hair Razor still 7.7 seconds ahead. 2 minutes remain. Penultimate lap right here. That was the penultimate lap, and man, Hair Razor picked it up big time. Nearly 3/4 of a second faster on that lap, and it is Eastland now with the fastest lap of the race, a 33.193. He is working hard to try to catch Coops. 8.5 seconds now separate Hair Razor and LRM's Racing 26 here. Yu still strong in P3, her penultimate lap as well. Going to be the final lap coming up for her. She crosses the start-finish straight right now. Final lap for Rad Yu. Nitro Bunny, 10.5 seconds in behind. He's going to cross the start-finish straight. Final lap for Nitro Bunny. Cobra, it'll be final lap for him as well, and Sewer Rabbit definitely going to be the final lap for him also. It is Rad Coops, 29.7 seconds ahead, and boy howdy, those tires are looking very, very worn for Rad Coops, but he has played a brilliant strategy game here today. Brilliant racing from him. I believe this may be his final lap. Yeah, this will be his final lap. He'll cross the finish line and take the race win here today. For round 2 of the WEC, 51 seconds remaining in this race. And boy, howdy, those are certainly some worn sauce, but not going to matter as he holds a 29.3 second lead over Eastland in P2. And now it is Jonesy and TDC. Jonesy just got the pass, and I wonder if we might go back and take a look at that. No, we missed it altogether. No, it is going to be a battle here for Jonesy and TDC. TDC getting slideways there, loses out on some time, and TDC also has a half-second penalty. And oh man, TDC is not feeling it right now. He sees P3 just slipping away from him. This is going to be the final lap for all of the GR1 cars. It is Rad Coops, 28.6 seconds in the lead of Eastland. Eastland going to bring it home on absolute fumes here. Man, if he even makes it. Cancer Man going to cross the line in P7. Here comes Hair Razor. $18 seconds ahead of LRM Racing. He too is running short on fuel. Here comes Hair Razor round the final couple of corners. Gonna be Rad Hair Razor in for the win on round 2 of the WEC. Congratulations, Rad Hair Razor. Oh, and we missed Coops cross the line. It was Coops definitely gonna grab P1. Who's gonna cross next? It's gonna be LRM Racing Cancer Man. Or wait, LRM Racing. I don't know how I got Cancer Man out of that. Eastland is going to get P2. He did just cross the line. And here's Jonesy. TDC right behind him. Oh, they're going side by side. TDC's got held up. Oh, TDC goes wide. It is going to be DDR. Jonesy is going to cross the line in P3, and man, what a race there at the end. TDC will get P4, Aaron will come across the line in P5 and in P6. Aaron somehow ended up with an extra lap there. I don't understand it. UU's going to cross the line in P3. Brilliant racing from her. Nitro Bunny's going to get P4. In the GR3s, it will be Cobra with P5 and Sewer Rabbit for P6. How did Aaron end up? Oh, I see. He was a lap ahead. That's why. Okay. Aaron's going to cross the line in P5. My goodness, I know speak of very good English today. Not bad. I'll take second in GR3. Yeah, man. Oh, okay. Right on, Luke. I wasn't sure who you are. Now I know who you are. Yeah, great race, man. Absolutely great race. Brilliant stuff, man. And there it is, y'all. There it is. Wow, brilliant racing. Let us get some screenshots of that. It's going to be Rad Coops taking P1 for the GR1 category, and Rad Hair Razor for GR3 category. So it's Rad Coops P1, Eastland P2, DDR Jonesy P3, Rad the Damn Cat in P4, Aaron in P5, Ant P in P6, Cancer Man in P7, Rad Hair Razor in P1 for the GR3s, LRM Racing P2 for the GR3s, Rad UU comes away with the final podium position in P3, Nitro Bunny will take P4, Noctis Cobra will be P5, Sewer Rabbit in P6, and unfortunately, Ford Mustang had himself a disconnect on lap 8 of this race. How unfortunate was that? It will be Eastland takes the fastest lap for the GR1s. Let us have a look. 401.948 for Hair Razor, 401.805. It will be LRM who takes the fastest lap, though, for the GR3s in that Toyota Supra race car. Jonesy, my guy, great race out there today, bud. Absolutely brilliant stuff. All right, let's jump in. Oh. Oh, hello, hello. Hello. What's going on here, meow? Hello, hello. Hello, can you hear me now? Oh, did I even do it? Hey, there we are, there we are. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, hello, Nolander.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Absolutely epic racing. Certainly thrilling ride. Brilliant racing from each and every one of y'all. Let's see, who have we all got in here? View party details. I see Miss Yu, Hair Razor, Coops.
Yeah.
Well, let's start out with Miss Yu. Absolutely brilliant race from you today here, round 2 for the WEC. Hopefully stream will be able to hear you all right. Yeah, you and Nitro Bunny back and forth for the longest time, fighting for that coveted final podium position, but you came away with it here today on top of your game here today, racing brilliantly, great pit strategy, whatnot, held on, went for the overcut there. Now, is that how you seen that play out in your mind with the overcut working out so well for you there at the final pit stop for you here today?
It did, yeah. Basically, Nitro Bunny is an amazing driver. I met him through Bad Boys, and what I will say is he kept his line. He was not letting me through, and I just had to try and overstep him somehow. And the pit seemed to work at that sort of time, so it all just played out. But yeah, my main thing was just to go straight in, all softs, and see what happens.
All right, Luke, hold on, buddy. Can somebody get Luke an invite into the chat so we can speak with him as well?
Yeah,
I can do that. I'm on that. I'm on it.
All right, good stuff. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, I unfortunately, I can't really hear you, Miss Yu, but video capture looked as though it was picking up nicely and should have been able to hear you. Luke, could you hear Miss Yu?
Hey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
We are getting you an invite, and we will talk to you next, actually, after you join the party, partner.
He's in.
Okay, good
Hello,
stuff.
hello.
Yeah.
All
Luke's in.
right, man. Boy, howdy, bud. You ran on a bit of a different strategy than what Hair Razor did, and it looked like it was going to work out for you. All right, though you fell a little short, but hey, can't argue with the P2. Brilliant racing from you here today. It was my debut at being able to see you race. Welcome also to Team Rad. Glad to have you along. Great debut for you, man. Congratulations on your P2 finish here today. And boy, howdy, what a race. Tell us, how do you think your race went? Are you happy with your P2 finish here today? I do have to say it's pretty hard to beat our Hair Racer. He's quick.
Yeah, it was a good race. I tried my best, like everybody else on the grid, but yeah, Razor just slipped away and just carried on into the clouds away from us. So yeah, it was a good race. Actually, it was. I'm happy that obviously I got the fastest lap at the end, which is a bonus. But yeah, that Mazda's quick.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And like I say, Hair Racer, he's pretty quick fella. He's pretty hard to beat. Jumped out in front at the beginning of the race and just really never looked back. But again, congratulations on your P2 here today. And again, congratulations to Miss Yu for P3 today. Fought real hard. Both you guys did to end up where you were at. Both of you got on the podium. So well deserving and great job. Congratulations. Super happy with you guys' racing today. And now then on to Mr. Hair Racer. Brilliant race, man. Like I said, you jumped out in front the beginning of the race and just never looked back, kind of just raced your own little race as you generally do, and came out on the top step of the podium here today. Tell us about your race, man.
Well, that was a very tough race, mate. Well done, by the way, to Luke and Yu. Congratulations for second and third. Well done.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was very tough, especially when I saw the weather coming in, the rain. I thought, oh my God, it's going to rain. I might need to go to Inters, but I kept out on the softs all the time, and even through some of that rain, and I thought, oh, it's gonna really douse the track, but it didn't. So I was lucky on that score. But yeah, it was a really tough, especially towards the end. Luke, it was gaining on me at one stage towards the end there, and so I tried to get a bit quicker, and I nearly stuffed it a few times. But anyway, he did really well. He was pushing me, and really good race, guys. Well done, and I'm really happy with that. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Your last lap there, you ended up being nearly 3 full quarters of a second faster. So yeah, you certainly were pushing it. And I think what may have happened, LRM Racing, correct me if I'm wrong, did you end up having to do a bit of fuel saving there at the end?
Yeah, I knew I couldn't catch Razor. I just thought, well, I may as well try and get the fastest lap. Let's push on it. I seen the time coming down, but it was just out of my reach. So the last couple of seconds left of the race, we just decided to go with fuel saving, lift off, and congratulations to Razor. He drove an outstanding race, and congratulations to Mia. She's come from the back of the grid and took P3. So congratulations to her as well. But my biggest congratulations is to Coops, because I couldn't even keep up with him. He was long gone. But yeah, well done, Coops, man.
No, thanks, Luke. No, you've done really well on your debut, mate. Honestly, brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to say, hands down throughout the field today was some really great racing from the lot of you, and I couldn't be happier to see, so many of the team um, you know, just the respect that's given on track from all you guys, you know, to all the racers. Really great to see. Everybody wants to win a race, but what's the point in winning the race if you can't get it done cleanly, right, Team Rad?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
that is it. That is
100, yeah, 100.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. All right. Well, let us move on to the racers in the GR1 category here today, which unfortunately it looks like we only have Rad Coops with us, which is all right because duly earned, man. Spotlight of the day here for you today. Brilliant racing from
Thank
you.
you.
You were absolutely hard charging straight from the get-go and just dominated the field. I did not expect to see any of the GR1s or LMP1s having lapped other GR1 cars, but you've lapped two of them in this race. Absolutely dominant performance here today. Apparently, LeMans is a track for you, bud. Tell us about your race here today, man.
Right, well, start of all, I've got to thank Mia because without the help I've been getting from Mia, I probably wouldn't have had the race like I did today. So we've done a lot of practice this week. So first of all, I've got to thank Mia for that.
Thank you, buddy.
And everyone else who put this together. But I'm shocked still. I'm a little bit lost for words, to be honest. It's my first win in the league, in any league, to be fair. I'm sort of 5 months into this game, sim racing, sorry, should I say. And yes, everything's coming together. And I did a lot of practice this week because I was mainly focused on my consistency, being an endurance race. But I did not expect to be as fast as I was with such a great lobby of people. Like Eastland, I think I got a little bit lucky. He spun off on one of the corners quite early on, and I think that's where I sort of had my main opportunity to sort of get out and get ahead. And yeah, it was a couple of times I was thinking, oh, am I going to make this on fuel? Do I need to stop another time? So I've sort of fuel saved a couple of laps towards the end. And yeah, it was brilliant. But yeah, everyone done so well. I'm still a little bit gobsmacked that I've done as good as I did, to be honest.
Oh, it's getting all emotional there.
Yeah, the practice paid off.
Yeah, for sure, and great racing. Great debut for you here today for Team Rad as well. For my first time getting to call comms for you, brilliant race, and super stoked to see you come away with the win here today for the GR1s. You know, I've said it time and time again. You know, in endurance racing is all about consistency and strategy, and you proved that here today that is an absolute fact, you know, and you came away with brilliant race win, and congratulations, man, and to you as well. Since we've not actually spoken yet, congratulations and welcome to Team Rad, man. Great showing from you.
No, thank you. Yeah, no, it's been an honor. I'm glad to be a part of Team Rad. Definitely, it's helped me progress.
For sure, and that's what we're all about, you know, helping each other to grow in our racecraft as a whole. You know, obviously, racing etiquette is very, very difficult to teach people, but racing etiquette is why you all are on Team Rad, is because you had that to begin with. So that's the only way you can get on Team Rad. We don't care how fast you are. What we care is that you race clean. And you've all proven to do that, and so thank you all for that. It's a huge part of Team Rad. If anything, we are well known the most for being a clean racing team, and I'm just so excited to have all the newcomers coming onto the team. The team is growing and doing good things together as a team, and I like to see that. You know, that's what it's all about, helping one another to grow. So again, congratulations to everybody in the field today. Everybody who raced today. It's brilliant racing from everybody. They're, obviously, like I said, everybody wants to win, but if you can't do it cleanly, then there's no point.
Yeah.
So congratulations everybody on your brilliant racing here today. Brilliant stuff. We're going to go ahead and call it here, end the stream. Everybody do stick around. I'm just going to mute myself and end the stream. Stick around. We'll have a bit of a team.
I'll chat and then I'll come back in a second.
Yeah. We're going to have a team meeting here in about, we'll say, 5 to 7 minutes, something like that. Let me end the stream and all that kind of good stuff, and we'll get after it.
Yeah. No worries. All right, guys.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Cool.
Great job.
Guys.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thanks.
Well done
All right, y'all. Well then, man alive, I'll tell you what, y'all.
Luke,
that was some absolutely brilliant racing here at round 2
From the back
of
of
for the WEC,
Yeah.
the World
And
Endurance
and your
Championship.
debut as
Great
well.
big thank you and shout out to
I
Mia for putting
was
this whole thing
trying
on,
to
bringing
catch
us
you,
all
Razor, man.
together
Like,
and
I
allowing us
couldn't.
to
I
have
just couldn't. And
clean
I was working it out as I was going along.
environment
You know,
to race in.
the,
Brilliant
timing,
start
because
to
he was
the season.
picked in like 2 laps
It's
before me,
going
and I was
off
thinking,
with a big
I've got
bang.
this in the bag, I've got this in the bag, and then all of a sudden, it was
no,
like,
sir, Jonesy.
he's just cleared the traffic. I was
Man,
like,
I should
bugger.
have had you in there, buddy. You
proper
had a
sponges,
brilliant race
that
here
was
today
an
yourself.
old
That was
sponge
supposed
moment.
to be P1, P3 in both classes, man.
But no, fair play to him, man. He just,
I
Unfortunately,
will
let's
will
see.
admit my strategy was based off of hair
Man,
racing.
you'd already
Really?
Softs all the way. Softs,
You'd
go
already
for
left
it.
here.
This is well, though.
well, I
me
managed to only get
Let me see.
that,
Are you still online, bud?
clear air when he was pitting, because I was on the mediums. I stayed on the mediums all the way
Yeah,
through
no,
the
I
race.
wanted to talk
until
to
the
everybody, of
last
course.
pit stop I did. I went on the soft. I thought, he can't have win and the fastest lap. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to let it slide. So I tried everything, man. I was sliding around.
I know I was a bit at the end when I saw you was catching me up. I was like, oh my god, I don't think I can push it any more than what I was pushing it without
What was the
going
top
off.
end
All right,
speed
hold on,
you were
buddy.
getting
I'm
down the
giving you
straight
an
and
invite
down the Moseley
right
straight?
now.
Because
Probably
I
about
mean, I was on
170.
172, 73.
Yeah, probably about 170-ish.
I got 185 was the highest I got. That's how different it is. That's not much of a difference, is it?
That's not much of a difference, is it?
Nah.
No.
But it might have been coming out of the corners, and that was probably a bit better.
Yeah, how we can put the power down in and out the corners.
Oh,
is
man.
The one
Yeah,
thing I
it's
was gutted
different.
about, I forgot to put my bloody helmet and livery on me suit and my helmet. I've still got Team Alpine as I'm congratulating myself on the win.
I know, I get the same problem as well, because I still got my McLaren suit on for the Super Formulas.
Yeah, that ain't too bad. That's McLaren though. That ain't bad. I like McLaren. I got.
That's not the right
Right,
one,
guys,
is
I'm
it?
going to shoot. Well done, chaps.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
mate.
Thanks,
Good
bro. And
race.
thanks for that race. And you were a gentleman when I come past you in the Greek one, both of you as well. So thank you.
Oh, I tried to move over. I think
Is it that
somebody
top
took
one?
the back, I think, but
I think
I
that
thought
might
for sure
have.
it would be
Yeah, I don't
Jonesy.
think that was me.
Oh,
Yeah, you.
No.
I spelled it wrong.
I
I
Hold
tried to
on.
move out of the way and give you a bit.
Did you
Yeah,
did you
I
like me slow towards the last lap there, Luke? Did you see me slow down by the side here and to give you a little wave?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
I sort of
I found
I
you.
matched your speed for a second
I
just
have
to wave at
found
you
you.
through the
You
window.
know,
and then carry
evade
on.
me, buddy.
Well, I just slowed down, man, because I was like,
Fuel
I
saving.
tried
Alright.
to get out the pit lane early just to try and, minimise the gap that when Razor went in the pits, man. I thought, do I do a full tank, or do I just do just a little bit shorter? So I thought I'd do a
Actually,
little bit
hold
shorter,
on,
and that gave
Jonesy,
me that,
don't-
because I estimated he was going to be, if he pitted, he was going to be 13 seconds, 14 seconds ahead of me when he comes out the pits.
Don't join that one. I'm going to invite you to a party, just you and I, bud. That way we don't have all the other talking. We don't have to... So give me 1 second here. Let's see. Yeah, give me 1 second, bud. What? Why is it not showing up again? Look at all those DDRs, like, I don't understand. Oh. Yeah, no worries. Hold on, hon. I'm just trying to find, there he is. There he is. Okay, join that party, bud. It was Eastland that finished in P2. Yeah, join this party, man. There we are. All right. Cool. We do get to talk to DDR Jonesy here. Man, great race here today for you at the WEC round 2, man. Glad I got to call comms for split 2 today. Had yourself a brilliant race. Boy, that battle between yourself and TDC there at the end, things got a little hairy, but you came out on top, got yourself a P3, and great to see you racing out here again. Glad to have you join us. Tell us about your race, man. What do you think? How are you enjoying this multi-class racing?
Well, I'm going to put it, I just literally winged it, no lander.
Well, you winged it in the right direction.
I was asked to cover for Nitro Buddy's teammates. I said, yeah, no problem. I don't mind doing it. And it's been a while since I've done a couple hour endurance one. You know, the last one was a charity event.
Copy that.
And it's been a long time to hear from you yourself. I think last time we spoke was Ray's RSR Championship back on GT Sport.
Yeah, man, that was some brilliant stuff. There's talks of that coming around to GT7, but I don't know if it's just talks or if it's going to actually happen. But yeah, that was some good stuff back in the day.
We're hoping it happens again.
Yeah, for sure, man. That was some really good stuff. I'll tell you what I would really love to see, although unfortunately I think this new Porsche would probably dominate the old one, but I would love to see a league, Porsche versus Porsche, the new one versus the old one. What do you think about that?
That'd be a something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Although the new Porsche, hands down, in my opinion, much more stable car and would be incredibly hard to beat. What we would have to do is we'd have to put the faster guys in the old Porsche and put the not so fast guys in the new one and really balance it out there.
Basically, like the tier 1 aliens in the old one and the pro-ams in the new one.
Yep.
Which, to be honest, that new one, I find it a little understeery.
A little bit. Really, I found either keeping the brake balance at a 0 or giving it a negative brake balance really does that car some favors. It's a super stable car, really quick, incredibly gorgeous sounding car. But yeah, man, back to your race here today. Like you said, it's been a while since you've done some endurance racing. I'd imagine the nerves were on here for you today, and like you said, you just winged it. But yeah, come away with a podium finish here today, and against some quick drivers, man. Tell me how did it feel being on track, doing some endurance racing here today?
Not too bad, because earlier in the evening we not long finished a 50-minute one that we've been league racing every Sunday. That was our first 2-hour in a good while.
Copy that. Yeah, well, good stuff again, my guy. Congratulations on your P2 finish here, or
P2,
P3
wasn't it?
rather. Yeah, P3. Apologies.
I just couldn't catch Coops, that's all.
Dude, Coops dominated this race here
gone.
today. Yeah, he just jumped out in the lead from the get-go and just never looked back. Yeah, that's benefits to joining Team Rad. Everybody that joins it just freaking flat out gets faster, and with the quickness, we've got several amazing teachers on the team. I would personally hand you an invite, but I know you were one of those guys that are super, super dedicated to DDR, even though they really are kind of
A zombie league, as you know.
yeah, they've kind of become we'll say off the
nomads
scene.
of other leagues.
yeah, they're just kind of off the scene. But I commend everyone who still runs the name DDR. Man, we certainly a team that I have great respect for. Of course, some people, when I say this name, won't have a clue, but I certainly miss D-Dot myself, but I'm very, very, very happy that he is so happy, and you can't argue with that,
Yeah, like myself and Ninja, we're running another league that runs every Sunday, 50-minute races, and there's now at least, 6 of us, DDR, that all run in one tier.
Nice. Fantastic. That's good to see, man. That's good to see, and I'm glad to see the team still stayed together, even with the absence of D-Dot, man. It's honoring to D-Dot himself, and maybe he'll get a good look at this and see, how much we, still love and nothing but respect and love for the guy, super glad and happy for him. But yeah, hey, thanks for coming and joining me in the booth, man. I gotta let you go so I can end this stream here now. I
got work in the morning.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Thanks for coming out and racing with us today. Brilliant to see you on track again. A great race, man. Congratulations.
Yep. Catch you next time, bud.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Take care, buddy.
Night, buddy.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all. So, again, glad we got to talk to DDR Jonesy there. Brilliant racer from the past that I have known for some years now. Really, really great to have him on track today here. RSR Edward E99 says, hey, Nolander. Howdy. Welcome, Edward. Welcome. Appreciate you stopping on by, man. Y'all don't forget to hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Much appreciated. Helps the channel grow. Absolutely free to do, of course. And yeah, can't be here without the nor do I really particularly want to be here without the subscribers. We do this stuff for y'all. Commentary is done for the racers and for the fans alike. So appreciate y'all out there. Thank you so much. This is going to do it for round 2 of the WEC. Have a team meeting I have got to get to. And so we're going to end it here. Thank you all so very, very much. Have a great night, and I'll see you later. You have yourself an absolutely great and blessed and beautiful night as well. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you stopping on in. Thank you to everyone. Thank you guys for your constant continued support. Appreciate and love you all. God bless you all. Have an absolutely blessed and beautiful night and or day, whichever it may be. Always it's a like and been subbed. Appreciate you, man. Take care. Thank y'all so much. Until next time, y'all, we'll check you later. Take care now.